Welcome back, Building Math students. In this video we're going to evaluate expressions, and these two problems are a little bit of a step up from the last two that we did in the previous video, but I think we can handle them. So in this first problem we have c squared divided by 3d. Now one thing that's unwritten in this is that this is c squared divided by 3 times d. Whenever we see a number written right next to a letter, or two letters written right next to each other, that means that we're multiplying. So we have c squared divided by 3d, and we're told that we need to evaluate the expression for the given variables. So these are the variables that are given to us for the given values. So wherever we see a c in the problem, we're going to substitute in -6. So we're going to put that in where we see the c. So as I begin to rewrite this, we can put in parentheses, whenever you substitute in a value, make sure to put it in parentheses so you don't get confused. So -6 squared will be the numerator, or the top of the fraction. In the denominator we have 3 times d, and we know that we're going to put 3 in for d. So we have 3 times 3. So all we did was we substituted in the -6 and the 3, just like the problem told us to. So from here we can use PEMDAS, or the order of operations, in order to solve. So parentheses are already taken care of. Those are simplified as they can be. Now we can take care of exponents. We do have one exponent, so we know that -6 squared is the same thing as -6 times -6, which gives us positive 36. This is divided by 3 times 3. So now we've done parentheses, we've done exponents. We move on to multiplication and division, which, remember, those are always in the same step. And we just have multiplication on the bottom, so we need to take care of that before we can divide, because we want to simplify the numerator, the top, and the denominator before we go ahead and divide those. So we have 36 divided by 3 times 3 is 9. So we took care of exponents, took care of multiplication. Now we just need to divide in order to solve. We don't have to add or subtract. And 36 divided by 9 is 4. And that's our answer for that one. Alright, on to the next one. This one's a little different because we have 3 instances where there's an x. And it says wherever there's an x, we need to put in a -4. That's what this problem is asking us to do when it asks us to evaluate. So we're going to take that -4, and let's color coordinate it a little bit so that you can see more clearly. That's going to go there, there, and there. So we have in parentheses x, which we know now is -4, plus 2, and then that's times, remember, because whenever we have parentheses next to each other, that just means multiplication, times x, which is -4, minus 4. And then that's all divided by 3 times, because that x is written right next to the 3, so that means multiplication times -4 plus 8. So I wrote the negative 4's in red because that's where the x's used to be, and this problem asked us to put in negative 4 for x in order to evaluate it for negative 4. Alright, so now back to PEMDAS, or the order of operations. We're going to take care of parentheses, and the ones on top aren't simplified, so we're going to go ahead and simplify those. We have negative 4 plus 2. Well, that is going to bring us to negative 2. And then the parentheses on the right, negative 4 minus 4. If you're already in debt $4, so you owe someone $4 and then you owe them 4 more, you owe them $8. So this will be negative 8. Then divided by 3 times negative 4 plus 8. Alright, so we did parentheses. There aren't any exponents, so we can move past that. Now we're on to multiplication and division, which is in the same step. And we're going to multiply. So we have to simplify the numerator and the denominator before we worry about division. So make sure to always remember that. We'll bring this down here. Negative 2 times negative 8 is positive 16. Divided by, and we have a little bit more multiplication on the bottom, 3 times negative 4. Remember, that's not 3 minus 4 because it's in parentheses. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12 plus 8. So we have 16 divided by negative 12 plus 8. And now we do have division, but we need to simplify. We simplified the top. We have to simplify the bottom now. So this equals 16 divided by negative 12 plus 8, which is going to bring us to negative 4. One thing that's unwritten, and the reason that we didn't divide first, is that when we have something like this, if we were to write that out with a different division sign, we would have to include parentheses. So basically that's the same as that. So we need to take care of that before we do anything else. Alright. So 16 divided by negative 4 is negative 4. And that's going to be our answer for that one. So couple of problems that were a little bit more difficult, but we're still able to do them. Probably at this point you can go ahead and try some practice problems, and you should do pretty well.